have my notes with me today because I am sharing 20, not 5, not 10, but 20 areas of your life, career, and business where you need to be using your personal framework. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Welcome back to my channel. I am Andrea Patrick, the BU Boss, and you are in the right place if you want to hear tips and techniques on how to be a more efficient, effective, and aware leader. Now, if you're new here, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you never miss an episode. If you are not new and you've been here before, thank you, child, for coming back. Because here on this channel, I am giving you the real deal Holyfield about how to align your personal life with your business or your career to not just have a life, but to have a quality of life. So if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of and know more about, definitely subscribe. You can also follow me over on Instagram at AFPatrick because that's where I share a lot of my behind the scenes and some recaps on tips that I share here on my YouTube channel as well as my podcast. Make sure you leave a comment below because I want to hear your thoughts on today's episode. Attention, we interrupt this programming for an important public service announcement. If you are a small business owner and you want to scale your business, October is the month to kick your efforts into overdrive. In addition to being Women's Small Business Month, October is my birthday month, and I'm celebrating by giving away a gift every week of the month. That's right, 4 gifts that I'm giving away to celebrate my birthday and Women's Small Business Month. Each week in October, I'm sharing actual lessons from my soon-to-be launched signature program. And I'm holding nothing back in these lessons because I want to help you start, scale, and sustain your business. There is absolutely no cost for you to experience these trainings, but there is commitment. To learn more about this opportunity, you must join my community. But even there, I'm giving away a gift. Once you have joined, you will receive for immediate download my BU guide. It's a win-win. All you have to do is visit andreapatrick.com/the BU guide to get your download, my very first gift, and experience and learn all about how to start, scale, and sustain your business with actual lessons from my upcoming, soon-to-be launched signature program. Go ahead today, grab that guide, and I will see you on the other side. Let's go ahead and dive in because if you were here last week, you know that I talked about your personal framework and I gave you the nitty-gritty on what those 4 pillars of your personal framework are. I went into a great detail. Another place you can find information about your personal framework is over inside my playlist, the 5 C's to Be You. In that series, I'm showing you how I actively walk out my personal framework in my own life. That set of videos is also paired with podcasts. So make sure that if you are not subscribed to my podcast, you go over to my website, andreapatrick.com, and go ahead and check out my podcast page. There you will find all of the podcasts that supplement the videos in my 5 C's to Be You series. All right, let's hit the ground running today with this week's video. And we are talking about 20 areas of your life, career, and or business affected by your personal framework. I know that this personal framework concept is something that you probably are not sure of. Again, like I said, go check it out over in the 5 C's to Be You series, as well as the video that came out last week related to this video, because there I am defining your personal framework and all of the elements, the pillars of that personal framework. But today, I really thought I should come back on and share with you the vast array of areas that your personal framework really does affect. You just don't think of it as your personal framework, but I promise you, when you get those 4 pillars down, these areas will be so easy to navigate in your life, and you will really find much more success in whatever it is you're attempting to do. I know this because this is how I live my life, and I get compliments all the time. I get comments all the time about how, good I am at what I do, how I'm so helpful. People always comment about how I'm able to get so much done. These are not things that I am dreaming up out of my head. These are things that people are actively saying and always say about me. And guys, learn from my lesson, because imposter syndrome is real, but defining these 4 pillars, getting them right, helps you minimize that imposter syndrome. It took me a while to get to the point where I was really clear about the value that I was bringing to people. And for so long, I didn't think I was really giving them what they needed. I thought I was the problem, and I wasn't. I just wasn't tapped into my personal framework the way I needed to be. So if you're finding yourself struggling in your business, struggling in your career, you can't put your finger on what it is, odds are it's because you have not clearly defined your personal framework and are not actively walking in those parameters. So let's go ahead and get started with these 20 areas, because it is 20 areas, okay? I have my list here. I'm gonna run through it with you. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm really trying to get this down for you. Make sure that I give you every single one. Now stick around to the end, because I do have another announcement that I want to make regarding how we are going to talk about leveraging your personal framework to really grow your business or excel in your career or just live a great quality of life in October. So I'm going to share with you what's happening there, so make sure you stick around, as well as I have a free gift for you that I want to make sure you tap into. So let's go ahead and get it. Okay, number 1. So the very first area that is affected in your business life or career is your career choice, or the thing that you're going to choose to do henceforth and forevermore. Now, I can go into a lot of detail, which I actually do in something else. It's a surprise that I'll tell you about later on in the video, so make sure you stick around to the end. But I go into a lot of detail in helping you really understand where this comes from and how you define this within your personal framework. But number 1 is really understanding the career path that you're choosing. That is one area where your personal framework is affecting you in your life, career, or business. Also, the hobbies that you pick up, those things that you love to do and you really don't know why, personal framework. The friends you associate with. The friends you associate with is highly affected by your personal framework. Have you ever been in a group of friends where you feel like the ugly duckling, right? Where you feel like the runt of the litter? That has more to do with you than it does to do with your friends, and you really need to get that in check, and your personal framework is exactly how you do that. Number 4 is the systems that you create. This is highly affected by your personal framework. I cannot tell you how many business owners I work with right now who are struggling with systems and processes, and they think that it's something else that is causing their problem, or that is the reason for them being unable to excel in whatever it is they're trying to do. Those systems are highly affected by your personal framework. Number 5, the tools that you use in your everyday life. Your personal framework affects that. Believe it or not, down to your kitchen area when you are choosing pots and pans and knives and glasses and cutlery. I promise you, your personal framework is affecting that. The way you look. I love a certain look. I have a very classic style. I love classic pieces. Audrey Hepburn. I love like the beautiful simplicity of classic pieces. I love makeup. I love hair. This is all a part of my personal framework. I've identified exactly what I need. If you checked out the 5 C's to be you, you know I talked about your uniform. That is all a part of your personal framework. The risks you take. This is highly affected by your personal framework. If you have not identified your parameters, you either won't take risks that you need to, or you will take risks that you don't need to. So your personal framework highly affects the risks you take or don't take. Number 8, the people you hire in your business, or if you are on a job, and the people that you hire, highly affected by your personal framework and your ability to choose the right people. Sometimes if you have not tapped into your personal framework, and I know people are going to ask, well, how does that have to do with your job or your business? We all have to, be open-minded. That is true. But you have to understand the parameters of your personal framework, because as a leader, you have to be able to lead people, influence people, people and get people to do the things that they need to do. So if you've not tapped into your personal framework, it's going to be much more difficult for you to choose the right people for the job. A lot of times what happens is you choose the wrong people for the wrong reasons. I can't tell you how many of my CEO clients are struggling right now with finding the right team members to help them grow their business. It has a lot to do with their ability to tap into their personal framework and operate within those parameters. I can't even tell you. We just gotta wait to the end. You gotta wait to the end. I'm gonna tell you all about it. I think this is number 9 that we're coming up on now. The services that you provide. If you have not tapped into your personal framework, it has highly affected this area because you will limit yourself based on those limiting beliefs that you have, and you will not offer services because you don't think you are qualified to offer those services. And then sometimes you may pick up a dollar that you shouldn't have picked up because you, again, are not tapping into your personal framework and being in tune with those things that you can and cannot do, or the things that maybe you can do but you don't do well enough to pick up someone's dollar to charge for it. Number 10, how you allow people to treat you. This is another area of your life, career, or business that is highly, highly affected by your personal framework. Not only how you allow people to treat you, but how you treat other people. This is a huge component of success, guys, because you have to build relationships with people in order to get people on your side, to get people to vouch for you, to get referrals, to get business, to do the things, to get the promotions, to find the spouse, to raise the kids. How you treat people and how you allow people to treat you is highly, highly affected by your personal framework. The audience you choose to serve. This is another area where in your career and your business, and even in life, the audience you choose to serve, spend time with, etc., is highly affected by your personal framework. And I promise you, when you walk within and you operate within that personal framework and those parameters, the people that you are surrounding yourself with, the people that you are serving, that you because you will be able to identify what their needs are. We're going to get to some of the things, how your personal framework affects that in just a bit. But the people that you choose to serve in your business is highly affected by your personal framework, because those people want to know that you care before they care what you know. And understanding that for yourself is going to be how you know how you even care, why you care in the first place, in order to communicate that to your audience. So your personal framework highly, highly affects the people you decide you want to serve. Let's go on to number 12. Your goal setting is highly affected by your personal framework. Your end game, what is it? If you can't tell someone what your end game is, how do you expect to get it? And if you can't tell someone what your end game is it possible that you don't know yourself? Again, personal framework. Scaling your business or career, finding that spouse, all affected by your personal framework. You have to know, we talked about systems earlier, process that you need to go through in order to achieve this goal and scale your business. You need to know what you can and can't do. You need to know what you like and what you don't like. You need to know what you will and will not tolerate. These are all things that are going to help you scale your business, that are going to help you grow your career, build your career, going to help you find your spouse. I cannot tell you, my husband and I are the marriage ministry leaders for our church. Marriage is one of those things where two people come together that think differently, like different things, but they have to get along. And if you look at your personal framework as being one of the elements of a relationship, the personal framework is you, and then you have to know how you operate best, what you need most to do your best, what inspires you, what motivates you. Can you see how that is going to be helpful when you're looking for a job, when you are in search of a spouse, when you are trying to connect with your audience? Personal framework highly affects this area. Self-care, personal framework highly affects this area. You need to know what you need that keeps you rejuvenated, that really builds you up, that gives you what you need to stay fueled, that nourishes you, that nurtures your spirit. Personal framework. Number 15, productivity. Your productivity is highly, highly affected because you need to know those circumstances for optimal success. What do you need to be successful, to be productive, to manage your time well, to achieve your goals? See what I'm saying? I mean, we're on number 16 and I have not duplicated anything. Number 16, communication. Your communication is highly affected by your personal framework because you need to be able to verbalize what it is you want, what it is you need, what it is you're not getting, what it is you expect. And you need to be able to know how you communicate best so that you can effectively communicate your needs to someone else, because you also need to understand other people's communication style. When you know what you need to communicate, you can manage what I call manage the volume of your personality. But you can't do that if you don't even know how to communicate, if you don't know what you need, what language you are speaking. And that goes for both your verbal and your nonverbal communication. You've got to tap into that and understand that. Personal framework, highly, highly, highly affected. Communication is highly, highly, highly affected by your personal framework. So number 17 is, what else is affected? Your reputation. When you're operating within your personal framework, you are operating from a place of authenticity. And when you are authentic, you don't have to worry about repeating yourself or not remembering what you said or not remembering how you did something, because you were being authentic to you. You're not trying to imitate someone else. You are maybe interpreting what someone else has as it relates to your own personal framework, but you are not imitating. So you can be yourself and be comfortable in it. That's all personal framework. Sustainability, being able to sustain it. That's what I'm talking about. Being able to have longevity in your business, have a long marriage. My husband and I have been married for 26 years. We've been together for 30. I had to know myself and get a handle on myself so that every argument, I wasn't afraid he was gonna leave. That everything he did that annoyed me, I didn't wanna walk out. I mean, these are just things, understanding what my love language is, understanding what his love language is. This is longevity, but my personal framework was more important for my role in that relationship. So your sustainability, whether it's in your career, whether it's in a relationship with your spouse or friends, or whether it is growing your business and staying abreast of what it is your customer base needs, all can be affected by your personal framework. Defining your niche. What does that look like? How many times have you heard that? You need to know who you're talking to. You need to know where they are, what they want, and how to give it to them. Your personal framework is going to help you identify what it is, what problem it is you're solving in the first place. That understanding that problem that you're solving helps you identify, well, who has that problem in the first place. Then your personal framework is going to help you identify how you relate to that problem. Then you can help them understand the solution and have some enthusiasm behind the way you're sharing your information. And it makes you relatable. It makes you like you can have organic conversations with your niche when you can relate to them. So defining your niche is highly affected by your personal framework, because who you are and why you are is the reason that you are serving and giving the how to solve the problem of that niche in the first place. I hope that makes sense, because when I said it, I kind of got myself lost. But you know what I'm trying to say. Defining your niche, you know what all that entails. Well, guess what? Your personal framework highly affects that. I know a lot of marketers aren't going to think so. They're not going to say that, but I can tell you that I've worked with so many people, and attaching yourself and understanding why you want to serve that particular niche in the first place is imperative. And then also understanding how you are going to communicate with that niche is imperative. So therefore, defining the niche in the first place is highly affected by your, what? Say it with me. Personal framework. The last one, last but not least, this one is very important. Your personal framework highly affects this as well. And I know I've said highly affects this the entire time, but it does. Like, you just do not understand. A lot of the problems that you are having in your business is because you have not tapped into your personal framework. So this last one, for all my CEOs out there, for all of my scaling businesses out there, and all of my corporate climbers out there, culture, the brand culture is highly affected by your personal framework. If you are going to be a leader, if you are going to grow your business, if you are going to scale your business, if you're going to climb the corporate ladder, you need people on your side that are loyal, that are trustworthy. This happens from the reputation that you have built, the relationships that have formed from that reputation, and the rapport that has been fostered through that relationship, that is where the loyalty comes from. That is where people truly are invested in you and want to see you succeed. That is where you can develop a culture around yourself. If it's a business, it's your brand culture, and you will be able to attract the right team members to your business, and you'll be able to duplicate that culture, and they will be able to then take it out and exponentially grow. Look at Mary Kay. There is a standard, there's a culture in that company that all Mary Kay representatives have, and they know the culture of that brand. Chick-fil-A, like it, love it, hate it, whatever, there is a culture in Chick-fil-A that all employees understand and some are very loyal to. When you are building your brand, you want to create a brand culture that everyone taps into, believes in, and trusts, because they will take that out into the world and spread it. Also, affiliates. You have affiliates. That's just another way. All right. Those are my 20 areas in your business, your career, and your life that are highly affected by your personal framework. Now, again, I promised you at the end I would give you a little bit of a surprise. It's not really a surprise, but October is Women's Small Business Month, and we are gearing up for a very fun month. So if you have not already, please be sure to grab my BU guide, and we'll put that right over here, but make sure you go down into the description box below and grab my BU guide. Everyone that grabs my BU guide will be on the list to be informed when the webinars are going to start for Women's Small Business Month. We are lining up some very good trainings for you guys and informative webinars that will help you be a more efficient, effective, and aware leader. So you definitely want to get that information. It's all free, so there's no reason for you not to tap into that. In addition to getting notifications about the webinar, you're also going to get the free guide, which is so good to help you leverage your personal brand across various platforms. And then I have a great bonus in the back that helps you really get clear and manage your expectations around digital marketing and what you can actually expect. Because I think sometimes people think that it's as simple as just posting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Clubhouse, and that's just gonna make everybody come. And that is not the reality of the digital situation, so make sure you are managing your expectation. And I think the bonus that I give you in the back of my BU guide is definitely something that will help you open your eyes and really be able to tap into the success you're looking for digitally. Now, like always, if you have not, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never ever miss an episode. Next month, September, if it's not September already, I'm not quite sure. I think it's this month, September. We are going to be doing a series on something fun. And I think it's going to be how you can leverage your personal brand. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. So we will tap into that in September, but definitely grab that BU guide so that you will be on the list to be notified about all of the webinars coming up in October for Women's Small Business Month. Because if you do, then the next big surprise is my program is coming out. And I have had programs in the past that people have done. We've done the betas for all of them. And I am combining all of my programs that I've had for over the past 10 years. I am combining them all and creating one signature program. So if you've ever wanted to take one of my programs and haven't been able to, this is what you want. So get on that list. I'm giving you something, a free guide. Get on that list so that you are notified when those webinars start in October, because those people who get on that webinar are the ones who are gonna get the deals for the program that is coming out that month. We'll be announcing that month. So definitely grab the BU guide, honey, it's free. It's just absolutely no risk on your end. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I look forward to coming back to you next week. I want to hear from you though. What do you want to know next? Tell me what types of videos you are most interested in, what you would like to know more about as it relates to being more efficient or being more effective, or what it really means to be aware as a leader. So I did a little bit of a series on that last month in July, so you might want to check that out also. We went through effective, efficient, and aware leadership things, and so you can check that out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed these 20 areas where your life, career, and business are affected by your personal framework. Bye.